Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and liftoff. We have the astrology forecast for the week ahead, the 24th of March. And you get an extra day from me this time because I'm taking it all the way through to the 31st of March. Because, of course, I'm taking a little sabbatical. So I'm reading that a lot of you are saying that you've all been feeling the energy this week, these last few days. Certainly for me, Jem, you mentioned discombobulated. I've been discombobulated on steroids. I don't know. I'm running around like a headless chicken. I do not know whether I am coming, going, which planet I'm on, what I'm doing, or anything. So, and breathe, because we have a word for the week. And I've actually got an action-packed show tonight because not only do we have the word for the week, but we have the penumbral lunar eclipse full moon in Libra coming up tomorrow, Monday. So that is partly why we are all feeling like we're on speed, or as if everything has just been sent off at a tangent. It's just crazy, crazy energy. Thank you, Jem. I just glanced down and saw your lovely comment. Bless you. Um, Susan, you're feeling about the same, right? Laurie, same with pain and illness. My back, I know I'm about to have surgery on it, but oh my God, it's been really bad, chronic, really painful. But let's just kind of start with the astrology, and then we can get into some of the other things that are going on and the other very interesting energies that are around. First of all, I want to say personally, I would like to offer my huge sympathies to the people of Russia who have lost people in that terrible massacre at a concert hall in Moscow. And I think, I mean, the rhetoric, as we know, is going to be pretty kind of crazy. And it, we know that these things get used in a way that is not appropriate and does not honor or respect the loss of life. However, I think with the energy that has been building up towards tomorrow's full moon penumbral eclipse in Libra is partly what we're experiencing with this energy. So, there has been a lot going on in the news, and I'm sure many of you over the other side of the pond have heard about or seen the broadcast that the Princess of Wales, also known as Kate Middleton, bravely and courageously made to try and put the soothsayers and scandal mongers and conspiracy theorists to tell them to basically stop it and behave. And, that poor woman, that she had to actually go through what she went through and come out live talking on a video to explain what her prognosis was or is. And, I want to send her and the whole family my love, support, and blessings, and wish her the healing and support that they all need. You know, I've also been receiving personal difficult news about people connected close to me. So, you know, we will all be involved in this energy in some way. And I am sure a lot of you have also been involved in difficult and tough things this week. I also want to just send my love and support to one of our clan, Janice Fitzpatrick Simmons, who I believe is still in hospital with some heart problems. And I really wish her a speedy recovery. So, what is this all about? And why are we going through such collective drama? And that is one of the things I'm going to be talking about a little bit later, the collective unconscious, because our word for the week is synchronicity. So I want you to think about and drop into the chat anything that you have experienced recently that kind of resonates with the energy of synchronicity. So, what's this to do with Mimi Nee? Oh my God, Mimi Nee. Oh my God, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Mimi Nee's husband has been diagnosed with terminal cancer. This is shocking, and it's almost reached a pitch, the energy of these shocking events that defies explanation. But I think we have to put it down to some of the astrological energies. So yes, Janice is very poorly as well, and hopefully she'll get to see this live and know that we're thinking of her and sending her love, healing, and support. So we need to first remember that we are in the shadow of Mercury retrograde, because Mercury, our planet of communication, goes retrograde on April the 1st, April Fool's Day. And just to remind you that I'm still putting out a video for an overview of the energies, astrological energies for the month of April, but I've done it as a pre-record and it's going out as a premiere, which means wherever I am, whether I'm home from hospital or still in hospital, I will hopefully be able to join you all in the live chat, and it will go out at the time that this show goes out, and that'll be on Monday week, the 1st of April. So that'll be interesting. So let's look at the energy of today, because I think it was Regina mentioned earlier that we have Venus in Pisces sextiling Jupiter in Taurus, which means it's a good day for relationships because they're in what's known as mutual reception. And Venus, as we know, is the planet of relationship. And Jupiter, as we know, is the planet of, it's a beneficial planet, it's a benevolent planet, and it's about opportunity and luck. It expands what it touches. So let me just explain a bit about how this also links in with the full moon in Libra tomorrow, because we have this Aries Libra axis currently, because the sun is in Aries and the moon is in Libra. Sorry, yes, that's right. So the moon at the moment is actually in Virgo. It hasn't quite slipped into Libra. Now, I listened to, and I'm just giving a shout out and a plug for the video that my wonderful teacher and mentor, Alison Chester Lambert, has just done with the amazing British astrologer Pam Gregory. And it's all about the dwarf planets. It's been up for a couple of days on YouTube, and Alison talks about the Libra Aries axis that we are currently in the energy of. And I loved her description of the way we have to see this full moon as relating to relationship and about two become one or one becomes two. This interesting kind of swapping around. And I don't mean swapping in the way you might interpret it, but I liked the way she described this energy, because she was talking about the lunar eclipse, and I am going to come back to the energy of today, but I just want to mention this quickly, because we have to remember that with an eclipse, the light that shines on the moon is taken out by the earth. It's like a light is switched off. Now, sometimes, and with some of the energy that is going around at the moment, it can feel for all of us as if a light is switched off. It's only for a moment. So, the light comes back again, but it can feel quite dramatic, especially if you have any personal planets, points on that Libra Aries axis. And I just loved her way of expressing it, of two become one or one becomes two. So she keeps the door open for how love can come in or love can go out, which brings us beautifully back to the energy of today. And the Venus, our relationship planet, sextiling Jupiter in Taurus, making this a very good day for relationships. So because with the chart I did for the exact time that we started this video tonight, this live stream, we actually have a Libra ascendant and an Aries descendant. So we have the Libra Aries axis. And remember, Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. It is about new beginnings. Whatever gets taken away from you at this time, whatever that means, is opening a doorway for what is meant to come to you to find its way to you. And it's really important for us to get our head around this kind of energy, because these kind of full moons are incredibly powerful, but they also leave room for wonderful regenerative change and transformation. Because in this full moon, Pluto in Aquarius, in those first few degrees of Aquarius, Pluto, our planet of transformation, is trining the full moon in Libra, which is a trine is a good energy. So if we now come back to today, because I'm at the end of today, for me, it's 6:15 in the evening. So I'm kind of winding down. And the moon is still in Virgo as we speak, and then it will slip into Libra. And this energy of relationship being positive today, I think is giving you a chance in your close relationships that if there's been anything that has been difficult, challenging, sticky, uncomfortable, really feels as if you need to kind of sit down and have a chat, because remember, we're in the shadow of Mercury's retrograde. So it's actually giving you a really good opportunity to sit down, slow down, and say, well, let's think about where we need to go, where we've been, and what we need to do to change things for the better, to move forward, so that this eclipse doesn't overshadow us. So this eclipse doesn't put the light out on our relationship. You know, it's a penumbral partial eclipse. It's not a total lunar eclipse. So even though for some people it has been dramatic, and I'm talking about it in the past because in a sense the main activity with these kind of full moons and these eclipses often happens in that energy leading up to the exact moment of the full moon. And of course, we will be, you know, with this tomorrow, when it will be at 7 o'clock universal time. So today is a good day for those of you that still have the day unfolding for you. So I'm just reading here, Jean Selman, you had surgery in January for diverticulitis, and they removed 10 inches of your large intestine, and you're still recovering and lost 30 pounds. Wow, Jean, wow. Well, I really wish you continued healing and recovery. And it hopefully was nice to lose some of those extra pounds. My nerve level is at such a heightened state of alert with my impending surgery on Tuesday that I can hardly eat today, but I'm making myself have nutritious food because I know I need to, but it's really, really difficult. You're literally crying, Jem, with how much this is resonating. And you're grateful that we're all here, I think, Jem. I think we're, you know, oh, how lovely, Andy. It's a gorgeous sunny day. Regina, you're around. Hi, Regina. It's so lovely to see so many of you here that are clients, that are just part of the Soul Star fam. So, am I allowed to have smoothies? Yes, but not with sugar. I don't want sugar. I really want to lose. Now I've got into this process of losing the weight, and I'm sure all of you can see that I have lost weight, and I do feel so much better for it. I have to tell you, I'm terrible. I'm Taurus. It just creeps on. But hopefully, hi from Ireland. Hi, welcome. Nice to see you, Lorraine. So let's just have another look at this full moon tomorrow, because the energy is cardinal, remember, because Aries and Libra are cardinal. So it's about being proactive. So if you are feeling a little bit like I am at the moment, so this is almost me talking to myself, like a rabbit caught in the car headlights. I'm totally in freeze. I don't know which way to turn. And it's about being proactive. And, you know, so I was actually very glad and happy that I had this live stream to do tonight, because I knew it would center me and keep me focused. I was going to do a pre-record for Jupiter, the last of the videos of the outer planets that I'm still yet to record, but I couldn't. My head was not in the right place. So if it's late, if it comes up late, it doesn't matter. It will be done when it's done, and it will come out later in the year. We've also got to look at the fact that the North Node in Aries tomorrow is conjunct Chiron in Aries. Now remember, Chiron is about the trauma, the wounds that we carry with us, I believe, from birth. Conjunct the North Node, which means it is in opposition to the South Node, which is about what we bring in, our karma, our past lives. These are the wounds that we have carried for years and years and years. So there is something about this lunar eclipse that is also bringing in the opportunity for healing and an end to pain. So that, I think, is a really important point to make. Now, that also goes for emotional healing. You know, you know what I'm like. I always give you a little bit of background info to who I am and how I am. And I would call myself, in the past, growing up, for many reasons, I kind of had a career as a professional patient. I always seemed to find something wrong with me. I always seemed to be at the doctor's. And, you know, I had years and years of therapy, as you know, and I have ongoing therapy because I love it. And I don't ever feel that I reach the point where I need to say, nah, I'm done, thanks. I'm not done. We're never done. There's always more to learn about us, about our lives. But this is the first time I'm going into a situation where I'm going in for elective surgery. I mean, it's been strongly advised that I do it. It's not that I am choosing to do it with a situation where the surgeon has said, it's up to you. No, he said, if you don't, you'll be in a wheelchair in a year. I don't want to be in a wheelchair. I don't mind if I'm in a wheelchair for a short period of time due to the surgery, but I want to be able to go for walks. I want to go and frolic in the fields. Not that that's very easy here in Gozo, but you get the general gist. So this is the first time I'm going into this situation where I'm fully aware that I want to leave that bit of me behind that used to almost enjoy the care and the fact that there was something wrong with me. That's not healthy. That is terrible psychological and mental dis-ease. So I'm telling you a big, part of me that I've worked with for years to clear, to get past that. So, I'm seeing this surgery as a way to bring closure to that part of my life. To be a patient because I'm genuinely needing this surgery and need to be looked after, but actually also to let go of a psychological strain of me that I really doesn't serve me well and has held me back enormously through my life. I do hope some of these things drop in your lap, resonate, if not about you, about somebody close to you. there are lots of people who are only too happy to keep going on about their aches and pains and what's wrong, and oh dear, maybe I should go to the doctor. As there are people who are the complete opposite, who should go to the doctor. And you often find the people that are in therapy are not necessarily the people that need to be in therapy. It's the people around them that need to be in therapy who are not. And the person that is in therapy is trying to sort it out for the rest of them. I think you get the general gist. Hi, Brandon. I saw that you popped in. Nice to see you here. Frolicking. Frolicking definitely got me into trouble. There was a horse involved and a field. And that's all I'm saying on that subject. But yes, I fell off a horse when I was 20 and badly damaged my lower spine. It compacted. And so now, finally, I'm actually having it sorted out, which I think is quite interesting. So, Brandon, yeah, you're here. You're here. Listen, for any of you guys who might be wondering if Brandon and I are going to do any more shows, well, actually, we're just going to keep it as a mystery. Well, of course, there might be something looming on the horizon, but we're not saying anything about that just yet. You will have to wait and see. Because, you know, sometimes surprises are fun and interesting. And you hit a tree and your horse went around it. And where did you end up, Beth? Oh my God, you poor thing. Yes, he's oh, Brandon, I love it. He's just said it depends how much the titanium stands out. Listen, I have to tell you this because this is funny. I went to the hospital for the pre-op on Thursday, and they do an ECG and blood tests and all of that stuff. And then, of course, you get to the part where you have to go to accounts because you have to pay the bill. And there was a sort of a bit of a discrepancy because it was whether they used this titanium or this titanium or both titaniums, because it depends on the market price. And so it turns out the most expensive part of my surgery is the titanium that will be used to basically rebuild part of my spine, which I think is wonderful. I will have a very valuable backbone. Maybe at last I'll start behaving as if I have a strong backbone and spine, because a lot of my life I've not. So I'm just reading what Jem has said. Oh, you lot, stop flirting with Brandon. Honestly, Regina, love you, Brandon. Honestly, we can't all fight over him. Good God, I'm reading some of your stories. You'll have to check it out on the live chat because I just don't think I can go through all of it. Brandon, she can't help it. Right, I'm getting back to the astrology because, you know, I have this horrible feeling. Well, not a horrible feeling. I have a lovely feeling. That was from frolicking in the fields on that horse. Oh gosh, I'm blushing now. Oh, coming over all hot. Janice, you're back. It was scary, but you're fine. Junior doctors kept ramping senior cardiologists, looked at everything, and it's because you have 4 different infections. Oh, you're home. Oh, Janice, I'm so happy for you. And I'm so happy I got this news before I'm kind of offline, so to speak. And I'm really, really happy for you. That is brilliant. And now I've forgotten what I was going to say, but I will just move on to the rest of the week because I want to get to the exciting bits, which are a little bit later. So the astrology for the rest of the week. I mean, we do have transits, but I think that most of next week, we are going to be really feeling that we are in the energy of this full moon. It's really going to have quite an emotional impact on us for many reasons, because Neptune in Pisces, remember Neptune, who rules Pisces, Neptune, who is the planet of mystery, of kind of delusion, confusion, illusion, anything that is a little bit kind of just mists and mists of time that we can't see through. Intuition, psychic abilities. This is all about what Neptune is about. And Neptune is in Pisces in an out of sign conjunction with the Sun in Aries, which means that the Sun in Aries is also, sextiling Pluto in Aquarius. So even though this full moon in some ways looks like, what are we going to hear next? Because it just has that kind of quality about it. We have to remember we have to take charge of its energy, its cardinal energy. If you're feeling discombobulated, if you're feeling all over the place, then be proactive. I tell you, this live stream for me is doing me the world of good. It's grounding me, it's getting me into the present, and you guys are always such an absolute joy to talk to. And I just really, really want to thank you for all of that. It's cardinal energy, and Libra, remember, is an air sign where thought becomes action. So proactive, having action, taking action. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. Aries is about initiating, going, being in charge of that horse. We are riding through the fields and not getting separated from the horse and hitting the ground or a tree or whatever. So this is where we actually need to really rein in and stay in charge of that horse. Tuesday, my surgery day, which is a good day for surgery. If you remember, the rule is you do not have surgery on a day of a full moon or a new moon, or if the moon is in the sign of the body part that you are being operated upon. Now, I'm cool because Tuesday, the moon is in Libra. It's after the full moon. So it's now called waning gibbous. We're back to those droopy, come hither eyes. And Libra does not rule the spine or any part of the spine. So I'm cool. I'm cool with that. And, I've talked a lot about my teacher, Alison. And as I said, just for those of you that are just joining or missed it earlier, please check out the video she has done in conversation with the wonderful British astrologer Pam Gregory, where they discuss the dwarf planets. Alison is an absolute expert on the dwarf planets, and she talks a lot about this full moon in Libra lunar eclipse, and it's super interesting. So check that out. But she checked out for me the astrology of Tuesday for me for my surgery. And she said, I just think it's going to be a little bit of a nuisance for you, because she said, you'll be, here we go, back to horses, chomping at the bit, wanting to get on and make your videos. And it'll be a little bit frustrating because you've got to be in hospital for a week. Which brings me to another funny thing that Brandon said to me when we spoke last week. Yes, sometimes we speak. Isn't that extraordinary? Let's just put out that and bring in a little bit of the scandalous thinking about, so they talk. Yes, we had a FaceTime. And he said to me, he said, I feel good about this surgery. I think you're just going to be fine. You're going to be cool. It's going to be good. And then he said, and we will speak by phone at the end of next week. And I said, what do you mean by phone? I mean, surely we'll be speaking on a mobile. We won't be speaking on a phone. We'll speak on a mobile. And he went, it's a mediumship joke. It means I will be talking to you because you're alive, not because you're in spirit. I went, oh, okay, got it, right. So anyway, I did think that was quite funny. This is not whiskey designed as tea. This is actually tea. It's raspberry tea, and it's really nice, actually. And the words on the cup are lovely. They say, friends are like flowers, they brighten your day. So with all the spring flowers, Brandon, all the spring flowers at the moment in Northern Europe and North America and Canada, it's just a beautiful time of year. And we're getting back to romping in the fields again, aren't we? Let's move on, because by Wednesday, the moon will be in Scorpio, waning gibbous. And Venus, our relationship planet and our planet of love and anything that is of value, actually, anything to do with self-worth. Now, remember, she's in Pisces, so she's in a lovely lunar kind of sensitive, empathic sign of Pisces, where she is feeling quite romantic. But she's opposite Lilith in Virgo, and I don't think there's anything romantic about Lilith. Oh my God. Every transit is bringing me back to romping in the bluebells and in the fields. I can't get away from it, can I? Let's see what happens Thursday, because Thursday, the moon is in Scorpio, still waning gibbous. Venus again in Pisces is sextile Uranus in Taurus. So there are going to be some surprises for the feminine, for feminine energy, or feminine energy, feminine intuition is actually spot on about something. And there's something here about, we're going to hear some, I think we're going to hear some unexpected good news, which will warm all of our hearts. And that might be on an individual level. It might be on a collective level. It could be any and all of those things. And then we get to Friday, the 29th of March. So the moon is in Scorpio, and then later in the day, it moves into Sagittarius. And remember, when the moon is in Scorpio, it can make us quite introspective. It can bring up the shadow self, because remember, Scorpio's ruling planet is Pluto and also Mars. And so Scorpio will always take us down into the depths of our psyche and soul. So it will make us very circumspective. But once it moves into Sagittarius, which is great, moving up to the weekend, next weekend, for all of those of you in Europe, to let all of you know across the other side of the pond, our clocks go forward next weekend, the Easter weekend. Our clocks go forward by 1 hour. And so Sagittarius is going to see us wanting to have a bit of fun, feeling quite like the energy of the last couple of weeks has finally kind of eased and sort of slowed down. Remember, we're really building up to this Mercury retrograde starting on Monday, the 1st of April. So we're really going to be kind of feeling this energy building up. Don't fear Mercury retrograde. Yes, we'll get a few technical snags and, problems and our devices playing up or not charging properly. Also, we might see, and interestingly, they talked about this on the news tonight, just as I was watching it before I started the live, cyber attacks. And apparently, the biggest threat at the moment is from China with cyber attacks. So this could be a kind of expression of this Mercury retrograde, because it means perhaps we lose data. Important data gets lost. This could be very serious for governments and countries, because clearly these countries like China and Russia are not going to be targeting you and me and our, bank accounts, although they might, who knows? They're going to be targeting the big boys. And I don't mean the outer planets. I mean, they're going to be targeting government bodies, anything that can cause problems and trouble and things that slow us all down, especially to do with the economy. And remember, we're getting closer and closer to the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction in Taurus, which is on the 20th, 21st of April. I have done a pre-recorded video for that, and that will be up a few days before the actual event. So we'll all get to see that. And the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction is an interesting one, because we could see shifts and unexpected changes in the financial markets or in the stock markets, because remember, Taurus is about finance and economy and anything to do with material possessions. This brings me neatly back to the titanium that is going to be used to restructure my spine. I might find that I should have waited to the end of April to have my surgery, because the price of titanium dropped and it might have knocked a bit off my bill. But hey, too late. The titanium is bought. We're going ahead on Tuesday. So we've got this Sagittarius moon on Saturday and on Sunday, the 31st. So the weekend, next Easter weekend, in spite of its religious kind of connotations and the kind of the crucifixion and also the resurrection, I always find the whole of the Easter story is so bizarre in a way, that this happens. So, it has this fluidity. The dates move because it follows the transits of the moon. It follows the calendar, the moon calendar, the cycle of the moon. And, some of you ought to check out videos on YouTube about what happens in Gozo and Malta at Easter, because we have a village just up the road called Shara. It's spelled Shagra, which is XAGHRA. And no funny comments, please. Keep a straight face. And anyway, in Shara, they enact the kind of the thieves and the vagabonds and Christ carrying the cross, each carrying a cross towards the hill where they will be crucified. And this is enacted in this village we have called Shara, and they carry wooden crosses, and they are dressed in loincloths and white tunics, and they have real heavy iron metal manacles and chains round their ankles, and they drag these chains through the streets. It's something one has to see once. So, you know, I did see it a few years ago. It's like, it's very moving, and it makes one realize what life was like back then, and how awful the kind of, you hear the sound of this kind of procession getting closer and closer. How you hear it is with a beating of a drum and the chains dragging on the road, on the tarmac. It's if you Google or just YouTube Gozo Easter videos of the sort of, you know, dragging of the chains, you will find something to watch. So let's have a look at how the chat's going. Oh, you're all off having you're all talking about goodness knows what. Hi, Regina. Oh, you're having astrology all of your life. Oh, I love it, Regina. Your parents used astrology to plant crops. Absolutely what it should be. So that's the astrology for the week. Now I'm going to move on to the word for the week. Now, if you were around at the beginning, I was talking about the word synchronicity, because synchronicity, I think, is something that we might experience over the next 10 days or so, where we find things happen in unusual ways. So let me know in the chat if you understand or know what it means to have a synchronous event happening. Carl Jung introduced the concept of synchronicity. Carl Gustav Jung was a Swiss psychologist. He was also one of the grandfathers of psychoanalysis. And one of the trainings I did was in Jungian Psychotherapy. So I'm an eclectic psychotherapist, and I was trained in Freud, Klein, and Jung. And Jung refers to synchronicity as meaningful coincidences that occur with no causal relationship, yet they seem to be interconnected in some way. It suggests that events may be meaningfully related rather than causally related. So let's just have a think about that, because when something is meaningfully related, it means there's no apparent, it's random. There is no reason why you were just thinking of Brandon Russ and a video comes up on your home screen of his. Do you see what I mean? That might not be the best kind of description of synchronicity, but what it shows is the underlying patterns or connections in the universe. Now, this is where it gets interesting, and this is where it gets into frequency, light, the the lights, the star beings. This is where it gets into these higher frequencies, because it reflects synchronicity, reflects the interconnectedness of human experiences and the collective unconscious. So now we have to think about, what is the collective unconscious? So that's lovely, Jem. You saw a blue light around the moon last night with your binoculars. The moon was beautiful last night. It was stunning. Hi, you experienced joy, Jungian Psychotherapy. Yes, it is truly amazing, isn't it? You got a big right. You had an episode of synchronicity, Janice, in the hospital. So let me tell you about the collective unconscious, because this links in with the modern thinking, or the really kind of future thinking of how the universe is like one great big human, not human, one big consciousness, one big, let's call it superconscious. So the collective unconscious was this concept that was introduced by psychiatrist Carl Jung. And how he describes it is that it's a reservoir of shared inherited memories, symbols, experiences that exist in the unconscious mind of everyone. And what he felt with this was that these symbols and experiences, it's part of analytical psychological theory, and it encompasses a word you've probably heard, which is archetypes, universal themes and symbols that shape human behavior and experience across cultures and generations. For example, every culture on the planet has a creation story, and a creation story is about how we all got here, like Adam and Eve. Now, what is fascinating is that you will find all these various, say, tribes throughout the undeveloped world all have creation myths. They will all have a theme that relates to each other. And there is no way, so this is like the synchronicity, there is no way they can have connected with each other and said, hey, we've come up with this great idea about, a couple who meet in this, very pretty garden. And there's a tree called the Tree of Knowledge. And there's this cool dude with like dark shades on who's called the Serpent. And he tempts the woman to eat of the apple of the Tree of Knowledge. And lo and behold, they realize they're naked. Well, this creation myth is a myth that will occur and has occurred in many, many creation myths throughout the planet. This is all about the collective unconscious. This is the way Jung described it. He was such a far-sighted gentleman. The fact that he could see the way that things were going to actually unfold. Now, I want to bring in now an author who I've mentioned several times over the last couple of weeks and couldn't remember her name, bless her. The lady's name is Lynn McTaggart, and she wrote or the two books that I want to mention, the first book is called The Field. And the second book that she wrote was called The Intention Experiment. Now, The Field is a little bit like a modern, and let's use the words, and I don't understand much about quantum physics, but let's just use those words. The field is what she saw as this kind of quantum collective unconscious, this field of pure potential, this collective superconscious, this, what can we call it? It's like there's no name. There's no name for the numinosity of the universe and of what it is and of what it contains. And that we could almost say there are neural pathways that link all of the planets, all of the solar systems, all of us together. And the field is about this field of pure potential where we put our intentions into them. This is about the law of attraction and manifestation. And this is about how and what Florence Scovel Shinn talked about, the art of letting it go and letting the divine sort out the details, because it's about having the intention of, I would like to have a lovely career, let's say a successful career. So we give that to our collective unconscious, to our field of pure potentiality, and we don't limit down the avenues of what we want it to be. I want to be a famous physicist. I want to be a famous physicist. No. We go, I would like to be a famous physicist, or a successful physicist, let's put it that way. Or something that is just as fulfilling as that, or something even better. That way, we give the field, as Lynn McTaggart described it, and this is really also Jung's collective unconscious, we give the field the chance to sort out the details, the divine to sort out the details. This is what we do. Now, Lynn McTaggart also wrote this wonderful book called The Intention Experiment. And as you know, the lovely Pam Gregory holds a 15-minute meditation every Sunday night, and it's in, I think it's in 7 o'clock here, 6 o'clock. It's in about an hour's time, and it's for 15 minutes, and it's just literally, we just all stop what we're doing, and we collectively send out healing, love, peace, light, whatever feelings we want to send out to the planet, to the troubled areas of the planet, to perhaps particular people in the planet. And this is what helps the planet shift onto a higher frequency. This is what shifts humankind onto a higher frequency of mode operandi, where we are able to work in harmony with the divine and let the divine guide us without constantly letting our brain overthink it and get in our way. This is about having that balance between mind, body, and spirit. And if we can do that, we're back to the Libra Aries axis. if we can do that, this is where we bring about the change we all want to bring, because all of us that are here today want this planet to survive, to be successful, to heal, to stop what it's doing in the damaged, broken areas of war and famine. We want to end this. We want to find the solutions to stop this. And this is what we have to start changing. And we can only change it if we trust that we are all synchronistically linked on this collective unconscious level to each other, that our consciousnesses and our subconsciousnesses, get all the consciousnesses out, are linked to be able to join like a massive kind of interconnected internet highway. But this is a psychic, spiritual, psychological interconnected highway. And I know that my blue light star beings are here now, and they are now firing me up with this energy and asking me to give this energy to you. And Penny, who is channeling this, often feels a little bit shy and embarrassed about bringing this bit out, as you can see from the shaking hands. And I'm going to put them down. But listen, yes, Regina, it's all about transformation. Blue all the way. We need to really invite in this blue energy. Blue is a very high kind of chakra, spiritual chakra healing energy. I'm sure most of you out there understand about the different chakras and the healing energies. Also, blue is a throat energy chakra, healing energy part. So this is about our words as well. The words we choose. Words have frequencies. Words have vibrations. Remember, and Florence Scovel Shinn talks about this in her famous book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. You have to decide, what is your word that represents that divine all of the all, that oneness, that super consciousness? Because that is the way that you really, really synchronistically connect with everybody else on this kind of collective super conscious highway. And then we can live the change, be the change, and see the change. And you know, it's reminded me of a phrase that Pam Gregory used. And as you can tell, I'm a little bit of a fan of Pam Gregory's, but she used a beautiful phrase in one of her videos a week or so ago, where she talks, I think it's about, it's either Greg Braden or Wayne Dyer said, "I'll see it when I believe it." So think about that, because the mind will switch it to, "I'll believe it when I see it." No, 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 no. I'll see it when I believe it. That is what faith is. And we have to have faith. So before I do the card of the week, I just want to remind you about my April Astrology Live, which is the 1st of April, but it's a premiere, and I will be alive and joining you on live chat, hopefully. I may be home or I may still be in hospital. I have the option, if I want to stay on a couple of more days, I will. I'm not going to rush this. I'm going to wait until I feel confident to get up and go to the bathroom in the night without falling over. That is my kind of criteria. And remember, the Love Penny newsletter for April will probably come mid-April, because I won't write it till I'm in a sort of more upright position and a ability to write it out and get it put on the website. And I'll be able to tell you then how I am and how I'm doing. And I will, while I'm in hospital, try and do some lives. I just think that could be super cool. I just really like that idea. You will see me, naked from here up, and no frilly bits, no lipstick. No, well, I might put the lipstick on. You never know. But I will try and do something. I will certainly put posts out to let you know how I'm doing. So, and as Brandon said, he is planning to speak to me by phone at the end of next week. So there we go. And here we are. So remember, I'm taking bookings from the beginning of June. So if you do want to book with me, go to pennydix.com. And now I think it's time for our card for the week. And if you remember, with the Greek mythology cards, which are by I'm really giving plugs to my mentor, astrological teacher, Alison Chester Lambert, tonight. She has done these beautiful Greek mythology oracle cards. And haven't they been accurate? Haven't they just been awesome? And the beautiful artwork is done by a beautiful artist who actually lives in Thailand, and his name is Richard Crooks. So I will start to give these a shuffle, and we will see what we get. So let's see how you are, what you're all saying. So yeah, take risks and grow. That was what we were talking about last week, I think, wasn't it? Would I do a couple of readings to get what would Penny, would you do a couple reading together? Oh, thank you, Regina. So do I. I hope so. Are you saying you want me to do 2 cards? Tell me if that's what you're asking me to do. Feel the fear, do it anyway. Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what's going to cut. Okay, this is 1. And somebody's saying yes, so I'll take that as we want 2 cards. Oh, it's that one. It's that one. So let's put these down. So the first one we've got, oh, this is interesting. Creusa, never heard of her. Creusa, secrets, that's very Scorpio. And remember, we've got Moon in Scorpio this week. So I'll see what the other one is, and then we'll put them together. Oh, Nike, victory. So that's why Nike, the company, are called Nike. So I think this is good. Nike and secrets and victory. So let's see what Alison says in her book about Creusa. I can't even pronounce it. A, B, C, D, E. So let's see. Okay. Are you ready? Are you sitting comfortably? And let's begin. Lilith? Maybe that's an interesting thought. Conspiration. And Cosmic BL, secret victories. Yes. So, maybe secret victories. And I like the victory. I feel very positive about that on a personal level. That feels kind of cool for me. And yeah, personal victories. Let's have a look. Now, Apollo ravished the young Creusa, and she left the resulting baby in a cave. Well, okay. Hearing of this, Apollo had baby Ion brought to his temple at Delphi. Okay, so this was the secret. There was a baby. So years later, so we have to think about this because babies mean new things, new thoughts, new ideas. Years later, Creusa married Xuthus, but their union was childless. So he innocently went to Apollo's temple to ask the oracle when they might expect to conceive. The oracle said the priest Ion was to be his son. Jealous and not knowing she was his mother, Creusa attempted to poison Ion, and he tried to kill her in return. Well, this is a bit dark and scorpionic, and we have got the moon in Scorpio for 3 days this week. Eventually, they swapped stories, and it became apparent they were mother and son. Although Xuthus, that she married, was never told. Well, this, of course, isn't it interesting about people that have babies and the father thinks he's the father, and then, of course, actually, he's not. Well, anyway, then this card could indicate that complex family secrets and intrigue are around you now, and some may not know all the facts. However, these relationships can be very sensitive, so confidences may be kept out of concern. Even if it is not about your family, you may still find that secrets are currently being kept or revealed somewhere in your life. So that's what that card is about, secrets. So that's what that one's about, secrets. Okay, try and get the light on it. So let's have a look and see what the famous sportswear company, Nike, I think they should sponsor me for giving them a heads up, don't you? So let's have a look. Let's have a look. Victory. I mean, that feels positive to me. So I'm quite happy with victory. I'll take that. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I can't do my alphabet. I'm a little bit dyslexic. Why can't I find W, X, Y, Z? Oh, where's V? Oh, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V. Oh, it's pathetic, isn't it? It's sad. After P, we've got P's. I'm going through P and T's, and I haven't found V yet. Got W, Z. Where's Vic? Oh, I've got to look up Nike. I was looking up the wrong one. PMN. Oh, Nike. Here we go. Sorry about that. Oh, dear. Oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going all over the place. Right. Before Olympus and the assembly of supreme divinities could be established, there was a terrible battle to overthrow the previous regime of the Titans. Do you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking about what's going on the planet. I'm not going to mention any countries, but I'm just saying there are certain areas of the world that are warring. So for many years, the outcome was doubtful, and the earth was a battlefield of horrifying earthquakes, boiling seas, lightning, and fury as the two sides rage. Zeus and the New Order eventually won after Nike was appointed his charioteer. And she, because Nike is a she, urged Zeus to stand tall as a champion and fearlessly led him into battle. Even when all others had deserted, this established her as a mascot for victory in both warlike and peacetime challenge. Nike was very closely associated with the mighty Athena and often appeared in Athena's hand. She represents achievement and the triumph of success. Well, I think we can all take that this week, eh? I'm just sure we can all take that. The ancient Greeks had a love of orderly competition, rivalry in the testing of strength and valor. And it says, if you are facing any kind of competition now, this card implies you have victory on your side. So there we go. This week there is victory. And I think this is something about how victory goes to the people that stay in their truth and their authenticity. And it's a kind of a lesson to all of us, isn't it? If we stay in our authenticity, if we stay true to ourselves, then we are victorious. If we stay honest, then integrity, yes, Simi, integrity, absolutely. Well, they were interesting cards, and I knew that today I would go on longer than the hour's length. Thank you, Janice. I really appreciate. And I will, as I say, I will let you know how I'm getting on. Thank you, Shirley. Bless you. Let's see. But I think it'll be interesting to see what happens this week because of the lunar Libra eclipse. Will there be some shifts in the energies to do with the war-torn areas of our planet? Like it goes to the people that are in the right, that are on the side of truth and honesty and integrity and authenticity. And I think that will also go for governments and politicians. So I think it is actually a rather interesting week, potentially, that could unfold. You know what? If I can, if I'm able to, even if I just do a short kind of 15-minute live, I'll do one next Sunday just to pull a card so we can check in about what's happened this coming week and pull a card for the next week. But anyway, I may be being a little bit ambitious there and trying to run before I can walk. So I will do as the doctors order me to. Thank you, Simi. Bless you. Yeah, I feel good. Oh, thank you, Andy. Yeah, I really will. May all of us and the world have a positive energy shift this week. Yes, Regina, absolutely. And happy Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. Oh, bless you, Alice Blue. Bless you. Thank you so much. I will, Gay. I will take very good care of myself. I'm being very mindful of what I eat. I am completely alcohol free. I haven't been drinking for about 2 months now, 3 months. Not that I drank a lot, but I used to enjoy a glass of wine with dinner. And, I just decided it's got to stop. It's really helped with the weight loss and it's really helped with actually, I will say this because Brandon was mentioning something very interesting to me when we had our talk last week, our chat. And he was saying that when you don't have alcohol in your system at all, when you're really, really dry, if you like, clean, when you don't have the toxins, that spiritually you actually connect far more keenly. And I'd forgotten that. And thank you if you're still watching, Brandon. I really appreciate that because it was a good reminder of what that does. And, I think it's so important. It's not about us all going teetotal. You know, I'm sure I will enjoy a glass of champagne on my next birthday when I will be 69. No rude comments in the chat. Thank you very much. And so, yes, that is coming up in May. Thank you, Andy. So it's 1919 here. I think it's probably time for me to go and feed my hungry pussycats who've been completely absent. And thank you, Sunshell. I just I say it all the time, but you can tell I don't want to go. I just think you're all so awesome. And actually, I think I feel hungry. I think I might have to have something to eat before I go to bed. I think I better do that. Actually, thank you. You have helped me relax. I really needed you tonight, and I really needed this. Thank you so much. Bless you all. And I will see you very soon. Bye for now. Bye.